Good morning, all of you. Respected dignitaries present over here, Dr. D.K. Modi sir, President, Ken Modi Foundation, R.K. Khandal sir, Mentor, Ken Modi Foundation, all the faculty members, alumni, and my dear student. Myself, Dr. Varun Mittal, Head Department of Chemical Engineering, Dr. Ken Might, welcome you this webinar series. Today, our chemical engineering student giving a webinar on the topic of drying and its equipment used for drying purpose in the chemical process industries. The panel having the student Mr. Pavan from BTech Chemical third year, Mr. Prasant BTech Chemical third year, Miss Anamika BTech Chemical second year, Miss Sashti BTech Chemical second year, and our alumni associate 2003 pass out Mr. S.K. Upadhyay working as a deputy manager at Durala Chemical Plant at Durala. In general, drying a solid means the removal of relatively small amount of water or other liquid from the solid material to reduce the content of residual liquid to an acceptably low value. Drying is usually the final step in the series of operation and the product from a dyer is often ready for final packaging. Water or other liquids may be removed from solid mechanically by presses or centrifuge or thermally by vaporization. It is generally cheaper to remove liquid mechanically than thermally, and thus it is advisable to reduce the liquid content as much as practicable before feeding the material into the various heaters which are present in our process industry. Now we can call upon stage to Mr. Pavan Tripathi to start the presentation of drying and its equipment.
Hello. Hello. Good morning to all of you. My name is Pavan Kumar Tripathi and I am a student of BTech Chemical third year from Dr. Kedarnath Modi Institute of Engineering and Technology, Modi Nagar. Today I am here to discuss about drying unit operation. As we all know about that, drying is a very important unit operation in our industries. Various food industries like biscuit industries and other industry use this operation various. So here I present my presentation on this topic. In this presentation, we should discuss about drying unit operation. What is drying? Drying refers to a unit operation in which the moisture of a substance, mainly solid, is removed by the help of thermal energy. As shown in this diagram, in dryer we feed the material and also feed the heat. Then in drying process, we free the moisture in the air and we receive a dry solid as a product. It involves the reverse of liquid from a wet solid into the unsaturated gas phase. During drying operation, mass and heat transfer occur simultaneously. Here we discuss about the differentiation between drying and evaporation. In drying, relatively small amounts of water and other liquid is removed from a solid and semi-solid material, whereas in evaporation, relatively large amount of water is removed from the solution. Drying involves the removal of water at a temperature below the boiling point, while evaporation involves the removal of water at its boiling point. Here we see the diagram of drying unit operation and evaporation unit operation. There are some applications of drying operation for reducing the transportation cost, for purifying a crystalline product so that the solvent adhering to the crystals is removed, for making a material more suitable for handling and storage, as we can show that powder and very small particle material are easy to handling and to transport. So we can use drying operation widely in our industries. Sometimes it is the essential part of the process, like paper industry. In paper industry, we widely use the drying of paper and use this operation. There are some general definitions which are related to the drying operation. Moisture content on wet basis. The moisture content of a wet feed material on wet basis is defined as the ratio of the weight of moisture to the weight of wet feed material. If X is the kg moisture associated with 1 kg of dry solid, then we call the moisture content of wet basis is equals to X upon 1 plus X. Another moisture content on dry basis, which is described as the ratio of weight of moisture to the weight of dry solid present in the wet feed material. The moisture content of dry basis is equals to X upon 1, where we define the X is the feed material of moisture and 1 kg assume the dry solids. Here we discuss about some other moisture contents like equilibrium moisture content, bound moisture content, and unbound moisture content, and free moisture content. Equilibrium moisture content. It is the moisture content of a substance that is in equilibrium with its vapor in the gas phase under a specified humidity and the temperature of hot gas or air. Bound moisture content. It is the moisture content in a material which exerts a vapor pressure less than that of pure liquid at the same temperature. And other moisture content is called as unbound moisture content, which is held by a material in an excess of equilibrium moisture content corresponding to the saturation humidity. And here we discuss about free moisture content. It is the moisture contained by the material in excess of equilibrium moisture content. To discuss about all these moisture contents, here the equilibrium moisture curve, which is between the relative humidity of gas and the moisture content of dry solid. Here in this diagram, we see that the bound moisture content, unbound moisture content, equilibrium moisture content, and free moisture content are in the dividing parts. So, in this diagram, the moisture of wet solids exerts a definite vapor pressure depending upon the temperature and the nature of solid and the moisture. As we all know that the relative humidity is defined as the ratio of partial pressure of water vapor in the air-water vapor mixture to the vapor pressure of pure water at the temperature of mixture. Relative humidity is always defined in the percentage basis. So, in this graph, we can show about that bound moisture content and unbound moisture content are dividing according to the point A. In this graph, here is a equilibrium moisture curve line, which is dividing all these two moisture content of our liquids. Whereas humidity of air is less as compared with the moisture content of the solid, then the solid will lose moisture by the evaporation. Beyond this, no drying can take place even if the solids are exposed to the air for infinitely long period. The moisture content of solid can be reduced below X star as shown in X-axis of this graph Here we saw the x star, which is the point of moisture content of solid, can be reduced below x star corresponding to point A as shown in figure only by exposing the solid of air of a lower humidity, and to obtain bone dry solid, we have to expose it to the perfect dry air which correspond to the origin of curve. Here, so we discuss in this way. So in this way, we discuss about the different type of moisture content. So for continue about this presentation, I call my partner Prashant Chauhan to continue this presentation.
My name is Anamika Singh from BTech Chemical second year, and now my part is drying equipments. So now I am going to discuss about the drying equipments. The drying equipments that are used in industry are classified on the basis of the first one is mode of operation, and the second one is physical properties and handling of material, and the third one is method of heat transfer. According to the mode of operation, there are two types of drying equipment. These are batch dryers and continuous dryers. And according to physical properties and handling of material, the wet feed material may be liquid solution, a slurry, a paste, free-flowing powder, etc. The design of dryer depends upon the physical properties of wet feed material. And according to the method of heat transfer, there are two types of drying equipments. These are direct dryers and indirect dryers. Now, as we already know that there are two types of dryers according to the mode of operation. And in case of batch dryer, a definite size of batch of the feed is charged to the dryer and drying is carried out over a given time period. These dryers operate under unsteady state conditions, and clay dryer is an example of batch dryer. And in case of continuous dryer, the material flows in and out continuously, and drying is carried out under steady state condition continuously. These dryers are used for large scale production, and drum dryer and rotary dryer is an example of continuous dryers. According to the method of heat transfer, there are two types of dryers, that are direct dryers and indirect dryers. In case of direct dryers, heat transfer is accomplished by direct contact between the wet feed material and hot gases. Spray dryer is an example of direct dryer. In case of indirect dryers, heat necessary for drying is transferred to the wet feed by conduction through a metal surface or wall in contact with the material to be dried. Drum dryer is an example of indirect dryer. Now I am going to discuss about the tray dryer. In tray dryer, it is the simplest of batch dryer and also known as cabinet or compartment dryer. It consists of an enclosed insulated cabinet or a large compartment into which the material to be dried is placed on a number of removable trays. The overall rate of drying of such a dryer is 0.2 to 2.0 kg water per meter hour. The trays are generally 600 mm wide, 900 mm to 1500 mm long, and 30 to 40 mm deep. They are made of mild steel, stainless steel, etc. Are fabricated from sheets of 3 mm to 6 mm. Now, lastly, I'm going to discuss about the advantages of tray dryers. The tray dryers are relatively cheap and easy to construct. Low space requirement, they are easy in cleaning, requires low maintenance cost, no loss of product during drying. Thank you. Now, from now, Shishti will continue rotary dryer and spray dryer.
Your voice is not coming, Srishti. Please unmute.
Good morning, everyone present here. Today, I, Shrishti Kamal of BTech Second Year Chemical Branch, would like to continue this presentation. So, on this slide, I would like to tell you about the rotatory dryer. The rotatory dryer is a type of industrial dryer employed to reduce or minimize the liquid moisture content of the material by bringing it in direct contact with the heated gases. And below it is a diagram of rotary dryer. Then a rotary dryer consists of silo, belt conveyor, rotary dryer, outlet, heat resource, conveyor, dust collector, and a fan attached to it. Its applications. Rotary dryers are commonly seen in mineral industries for drying sand, limestone, stones and soil, ores, fertilizers, wood chips, etc. Now, on this slide, I would like to tell you about spray dryers. Spray drying is a method of producing dry powder from a liquid or slurry by rapidly drying with a hot gas. All spray dryers use some type of atomizer or spray nozzle to disperse the liquid or slurry into a controlled drop size spray. The most common of this rotary disc and single fluid high pressure swirled nozzles. Atomizer wheels are known to provide broader particle size distribution, but both methods allow for consistent distribution of particles. And below this is a diagram of spray dryer. Now, spray dryer consists of following parts: solution or dispersion, electric heater, air inlet, rotating cone, cyclone separator, collecting vessel. Application of dryers. Typical application of drying technique includes in dairy products, milk, creamers, coffee surrogates, tea, flavors, powders, etc. Thank you.
Hello. Related to drying as used in process industry.
Yeah.
Are you seen all the presentation of student?
Yeah, I have heard all the presentation from the students. It was
Please.
really amazing. Nice presentation by all. Only Prashant is not able to connect due to network problem. That is no problem.
Okay. Please say the views.
My views is that unit operation in chemical engineering. Drying in itself is a vast topic which cannot be explained in 3, 4 lines.
Yes, sir. I think there is a network problem.
Are you getting my point? Steel, which is the passive, all the equipment. Now I am audible or not?
Voice is not coming clearly.
Okay. Sir, I already told you that I am on the way.
No problem, sir. No problem.
So please, I am saying drying is itself is a very vast topic in unit operation of chemical engineering.
Yes, sir.
Drying is just removal. Said there are so many type of equipments like rotary dryer, tray dryer, and drum dryer. So many dryers, and the medias they have told either it is dried by electrical utilities or steam or any other mode. So there are so many design of any dryer. Basically, I would like to tell you the design. So design of any equipment of dryer is solely depends on the product.
There is too much voice. Okay, I'll include this drying. The liquid content of a dried substance varies from product to product. Occasionally, the product contains no liquid and is called bone dry. More commonly, the product does not contain some liquid. Dried table salt, for example, contains about 0.5% of water, dried coal about 4% of water, and dried casein about 8%. Dryness is a relative term, and drying means merely reducing the moisture content from an initial value to some acceptable final value. A solid to be dried may be in many different forms: flaxes, granule, crystal, powder, slabs, continuous sheets, or may have wildly differing properties. The liquid to be vaporized may be on the surface of solid, as in drying salt crystal. It may be entirely inside the solid, as in solvent removal from a sheet of polymer, or it may be partly outside and partly inside. Now we can finalize this presentation. If anyone have any query with this drying operation, then tell us or ask us. If anyone have query regarding this,
कंक्लूड कर दीजिए डॉक्टर साहब, कोई क्वेरी है?
I think no query would there. So we have closed our presentation on drying operation, which is used in process industry and its equipment. Now I would like to thanks to all of the participants and our line member to give us previous time results. Thank you all.